How's it going, everyone? It's your man, Lost Disciple, the voice box of the underground of YouTube. And for like the past couple days, I've been playing Overcooked. It's like that cooking game that you play with like your friends, anybody locally. And I was having a blast. And as I was playing, it kind of reminded me of how, like, when I was a little kid, I used to go over to my friend's house and we used to play like a bunch of fucking split screen local games and shit like that. And nowadays, like, there that experience isn't the same as it used to be way back then. I don't know if it's because, like, obviously because the times have changed, different consoles, different types of games, the meta overall, the business model of gaming has completely changed as compared to it was 15 years ago. But there should be no reason why there isn't a decent or solid local experience still. Did they forget that there's people out there with siblings or cousins, or that there's family reunions? I feel like realistically the only gaming company that cares about local experience and like the party is Nintendo. That was kind of always like their thing, but it was more part of gaming back then. Maybe because the rise of the internet was just starting, so it wasn't that big to just be locked up in your fucking house all day with secluded or in your room playing video games. But it sucks. Like, I remember going, like I said, in my friend's house. We used to spend the night, fucking play WWE and just fucking have a blast, throwing niggas off the top of the Hell of the Cell ring and shit like that. Fucking playing Call of Duty Zombies and shit on World at War. Like, I remember when we first beat the campaign and discovered that there was a fucking zombies mode at the end of the campaign, and hearing that laugh for the first time was just, it made us fucking shit our pants. There's, like, I'm not even lying. And like, there's tons of other games. Like, I remember going to my cousin's house. We used to play the original Xbox. They had a shit ton of games for the original Xbox. There was like this arcade games. Like, you know how like Midway or Activision sometimes, or Atari even, like, they'll release like mashup collections of their old arcade games. Well, they had this one, I think it was Midway, and there was just like this one game. It was a side scroller. It was kind of like an alien or ghost busting type of game, where like you can have up to 4 players and you're each exploring like this spaceship, and there's like these weird fucking creatures. It's kind of like a weird horror game, but it's like a 2D scroller. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. If you know what game I'm talking about, please tell me, because I've been dying to find this game since I last played it, which was literally over like 13-14 years ago. But we used to have a fucking blast playing that. Dead or Alive, that was like a fucking game that we could only play when their mom wasn't there. And like, because I used to go, right, I used to get dropped off at my cousin's house in the morning for elementary school before the bus, because my grandmother worked just after she worked before the bus could come. So I was too young to catch the bus by myself, so I would go to my cousin's house and catch the bus with them or whatever, and get dropped off by their mom. So we'd have like an hour or two to play the game before we would go to school. So like, I'd bring my Wii over and shit, and I remember we used to play Smash Bros. And when we were unlocking the new characters, and like we would sit there and like fucking like, we would sit there and like beg their mom fucking to just give us extra time so that way we can beat the characters. Because I'm not gonna lie, right, sometimes going against those CPU fucking surprise fighters was a pain in the ass, no cap. And it kind of sucks realistically, like, it just, like, kids nowadays won't ever really have that experience. Yeah, they can have like, the Call of Duty. I did have that too. You're chilling with your boys playing COD, even though nowadays COD kind of sucks. Today's gaming experience is way different from back then. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what it is I'm talking about. Whether it's co-op, online, split screen, the story, like, there's so many elements that have just drastically changing, probably for the worst, in the last 5 to 6 years even. It's sad. Kids in the future are going to be using fucking VR. They're going to be their form of like co-op local play realistically, is fucking playing with friends on VR. I remember hearing one time I had a buddy, and he was telling me he used to pull all-nighters in VR with his friends, and I was just like, dude, that sounds like the most funnest shit on the fucking planet, and yet so dangerous, because the things you can do in VR is quite fucking ridiculous, especially if you have the whole get up with the body motion tracking and all that shit. It's just astounding. You know, gaming is just something else. Split screen gaming is dead. Local gaming, playing Halo with the boys. I'm surprised I didn't even mention that. All that shit is dead. Dunzo, gone. What does this mean? I don't know. I'm old enough to the point where I really don't care too much anymore. I play a lot more older games than I do new. Hell, I just bought a PS4 and I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time, which is probably the gameplay that you're watching. And let me tell you, this game is actually really fucking fun. You know what? You just can't go wrong with the classics, and sometimes there's always a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you dislike it. As always, I'm your man Lost Disciple, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.